So here's a question I get a lot. I get the question, how did you do it? How did you overcome this amount of trauma, of loss, of divorce? How did you rebuild your life? And now that I'm making this move to France, a lot of people, how are you doing this? And they say, I could never do this. I could never go all by myself to another country to live. And I think it's a really important question because it indicates what people are actually struggling with. They're struggling with the internal battle. It's not like, how did you stand up and walk across the room? We know how we do that. But what we don't know is how we overcome the internal fears that keep us trapped in the loop. What we don't know is how we stop feeling the way that we've been feeling for so long. So I want to unpack that and give you some clarity in this video and really take you on two journeys. There is the long way and there's the shortcut. And I can promise you I've experienced both. And I think we've all experienced some of the pain of taking the long route that sometimes never gets us to where we want to go. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Ketra Thompson. I'm a certified master hypnotist and attachment style coach and a midlife coach, helping people shift their subconscious programming so they can create the life and the love that they want. So we all start out with the programming that we get early on, and we're primarily programming our subconscious mind from birth to age 7. Now, we also continue to program it after that with trauma and complex trauma and repetitive things, but we have no discernment during that time because we're actually in hypnosis from birth to age 7. We're in the theta brainwave state. So we are programming in these beliefs that will continue to run our life. And for most of our life, we're jumping through hoops that we think are expected of us, that we're supposed to do. And so when we're doing that, we aren't giving much thought to the fact that these things are running in the background. So when we look at our life, we've got this little version of us, and then we've got the version of us building what we believe we want. And here, me as a small child, me with my children when they were younger, and then me in this sort of confused, I don't know, what am I doing? Everything is new place in life. And the problem is when life shifts in a dramatic way, it takes the script that we've been writing and it messes with it. It makes us question everything that we thought was real, that we thought was true. And so when you've built your life with one plan and it goes terribly awry and you find yourself in a place where nothing is familiar and nothing is new, it can create a lot of internal fears. It can create a lot of belief systems that then drive your future choices. Even if you have mental awareness, even if you know you want to do things differently, what happens is you get trapped in this loop. So your brain acts like this prediction machine, and it's comparing everything that it's taking in to what's in its early programming. And then that's using that filter of comparing to decide whether or not this is something you should move toward or something you should move away from. And if there's any kind of neglect or emotional shutdown or even emotional abuse in your past, then that neurological pattern is familiar to you. And your brain has this default mode where it interprets this feeling as safe. And so it acts in a way to create more connection in those scenarios. And because there's this old sort of unhealthy pattern from your programming, it feels familiar. And it interacts with a person or a new relationship even in a way that it shouldn't do initially. And this is where we get in trouble. This is where you see the person make the same mistakes in their life over and over and over by choosing the wrong people, by acting out of neediness or wanting to be chosen, acting out of their anxious thoughts, or they shut down, they put up a wall, and they decide they're not going to show the real them. They're not going to take a risk. They're not going to move forward, basically, and they may not even realize it. And this can also get us in trouble because I truly believe that always waiting for perfect conditions for the right time, that's how you waste years of your life. That's how you end up with the biggest, most profound regrets of your life, is because you refuse to create movement. Now, on the other side of that, people who keep entering really unhealthy patterns, hopefully they will one day realize there's a problem here. Let me get help. The people who refuse to create movement until something's perfect, those people end up with far more regret usually, because the people who continue to make mistakes probably are more likely to get some self-awareness about those mistakes, get help, and create some change. That's not always the case, but it does bring more awareness when you actually are willing to step into something new. There's actually a longer and more painful path to healing, and I sort of hate to say it because regular talk therapy can be a part of that. I did a lot of regular talk therapy. I did a lot of EMDR. I worked really hard and I read a lot of books, and those things were all beneficial to me because they helped me learn things about myself, recognize patterns, validate my feelings, but they did not help me feel better. They kept me talking about the same things over and over and ruminating and actually strengthening a neural pathway that I didn't want to strengthen. So keeping in mind that the traditional talk therapy route is actually slower because your brain is in a beta brainwave. It's this conscious analytical thinking process, and it actually argues with the other parts of your brain that resist more change. And so you don't have access to the subconscious mind in that state. And remember, the subconscious mind is running over 95% of everything you think, feel, and do. And so it can take months or years to create new pathways if it ever happens. So clinical hypnosis is different. It's this neurological shortcut. It allows your brain to enter that subconscious window so it can receive the information. It can be receptive, it can be open, and it bypasses that critical filter that keeps things from going into your subconscious. And it opens up this whole new structural pattern so that even after just a few sessions, you are already feeling different. You're thinking different. You're seeing the world differently. And that was the game changer for me. So it wasn't as simple as just a couple sessions there. I want to be clear. When people ask me, how did you get this way? How do you feel so confident? How are you just so authentically yourself? The reality is I had to strip away all the preconceived crap, all of the I'm not worthy, all of the I have to earn my way to goodness, all of the old beliefs. And so I did that when I hired a hypnotherapist that does the modality I now do. And then I needed to set that into stone. And that happened by taking some very strategic, actionable steps, which is why I include the coaching part in my hypnotherapy practice, because this is how you show up differently in the world. This is how you have that self-compassion for yourself so you don't beat yourself up anymore, and how you stop attaching to the outcome is the best way I can put it. We tend to think we have to have all this stuff figured out and we have to have all the answers and our outcome has to be perfect or we're a failure or we're going to be embarrassed or maybe the world will laugh at us or maybe we'll just look stupid in front of everyone. And it's all bullcrap. You don't need to have these fears of other people's opinions once you are secure in yourself. And this means secure in your attachment style, secure in the way you see yourself, confident that you have the ability to make a decision to navigate things as they appear in your life in real time. So this new way of being is what I like to call the biology of unbreakable confidence. I have released the old version of me, and I've done that because I've done the right work, not more work, not harder work, but the right work. And so there's so many studies on this where it shows that you have a 70% greater chance of improvement when you're combining that cognitive work with hypnosis, especially when compared to just regular talk therapy alone. And that there's structural proof in your brain. There's actually measurable physical changes in your brain. That hypnotherapy process alters the brain and it increases the connectivity between these parts of your brain. And so you can build a profound sense of self-regulation, self-acceptance, and a new way of functioning when you combine these processes. It literally increases the gray matter in your brain. That gray matter is part of this cognitive rewiring, and it permanently increases this gray matter. And it does it rapidly, not over years, but just over weeks and months. Even after you stop the work, it continues to keep you on this path, this changing path. So it becomes permanent hardware in your brain. So I don't know about you, but if you're anything like me, you are sick of feeling the way you feel. You are sick of feeling rejected and giving yourself too much emotionally in situations. You're sick of overfunctioning. You're sick of feeling obligated. You're sick of the old pattern, because that old pattern is not the authentic you. It is the programming that other people put there, knowingly or unknowingly, that has made you jump through hoops and perform in a way that isn't authentic to you. There isn't one authentic you, by the way. There is the authentic, good version of you, good-hearted, well-meaning person. And then there's all the versions of you that you choose to create moving forward. So you can sort of resign yourself to being what you think is the authentic you, but it's just you having enough repetitions from other people's programming, or you can have some awareness about the fact that you are the creator of your life. You have the power to determine your future path, and you also have the power to let go of that freak out mode that's afraid of judgment, of embarrassment, and of getting it wrong, knowing that you are supposed to get things wrong in this life. So here on this channel, of course, I share about my hypnotherapy process, attachment style, midlife transitions, and my journey to France. And so if becoming the authentic you, if becoming securely attached, and that doesn't matter whether you're married, not married, in a relationship, not in a relationship, this isn't about other people. This is about you. And so if that is something you need, I would really appreciate it if you would click like and subscribe, follow along for more, and join me on this journey as I'm moving to France. But I want to mention this physical journey of me going to France is an outward representation of an inward change. But that inward change doesn't have to do something big like that. It was in me before this, long before this, evolving, growing, helping me become more of the person that I want to be. And a lot of times in midlife, that's the point we go, I don't know who I am. I don't know who I want to be. I don't know any of this anymore, because we have defined ourselves by how other people see us for so long that it feels confusing. So I'd love to help you get clarity on that. You can always set up a consultation call with the link in the description below so you and I can chat. There's no charge for that, but it will help you get clarity, and it will help me give you my very best recommendation. And until next time, I hope you curate a life by your own design.